Why, hello there, my minions. We're playing more Dragon Age Origins. Yay! With Samantha Idukin, female dwarf, noble, rogue. And we're in Ostagar, and we're getting ready to speak with Alistair, who's up there, with a big quest marker above his head. I'm just going to give the game here a minute to get used to the Fraps recording. And while we wait, I'll give you guys a nice little public service announcement regarding comments made on some of my videos. As mentioned in the profile information of my channel page, I just want to remind you guys to be respectful of each other. I've seen some minor disagreements going on, and they've turned into some insults, and you know, that's just not cool. So I don't want to get involved personally, having to delete messages or to warn people or that sort of thing. So I would just like to say here now, keep it reasonable, folks. Be respectful. That doesn't always mean you have to agree with each other, but you can still be civil and respectful even to people you don't agree with. So yeah, that's been your public service announcement from your friendly neighborhood good old gamer. Alright, I think the game's hopefully ready for the recording, maybe. So let's go talk to Alistair, see what's up.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage.
That's just funny. How can a dwarf be a mage?
You never know, these mages sneak up on you. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit, from Orzammar. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
How could you recognize me?
Duncan sent word. He spoke quite highly of you. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Alistair, the new Grey Warden, though I guess you knew that. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Samantha.
Right, that was the name. There haven't been any Dwarven Grey Wardens in some time. You must know a lot about Darkspawn.
I've fought a few in my time.
I never saw one before this began. Hard to believe, most folks here think the Darkspawn disappeared after the last Blight, when your people still suffer every day. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
Let's see. That argument I saw, what was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are. Which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
That would be awkward.
I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
Well, what about the other recruits?
Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
Yes, both of them.
That makes things easy then. They'll both be back with Duncan by now.
I look forward to traveling with you.
You do? Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Righto. Alistair is now in our party. Yay.
Yes.
And we get some runes, and we'll actually be able to use these. Not for a while, but later we will. Alright, Alistair. You, my good man, are getting a different armor suit because that one, as good as it may be, is ugly. It's really ugly, and hopefully you can wear the one I want you to wear, which would be this one. Armor of 750, plus 1 armor, plus 10 physical resistance. How does that one look? So much better than the other kind. I'm not sure how a full human can wear dwarven armor, but apparently they can. I'm gonna change your boots and gloves too, probably. Just make it easy. Maybe I won't because it doesn't look like I can. I can change your boots though. Should I? Sure. I don't like the look of splint mail. I mean, it's a good armor, especially if it's the only kind you have available. But if you have any other kind that's just as good or better, I would always wear that instead. Splint mail is just ugly. It looks like, to me, it looks like he's wearing pieces of a tree trunk whenever I see it. I don't think this shield's gonna be any better for you. No. Do you have any better weapons? Probably not. Your weapon starting off is a pretty good one. Yeah, I don't think we do. Alrighty, so, yeah. Looking pretty spiffy there, boy. Even though it's not a full set of the same armor, so you don't get a bonus, but it's pretty good armor anyway, so that'll work. Let's talk to you some more.
Yes?
Definitely better armor. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me, and becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Duncan saw I wasn't happy, and figured my training against mages could double for fighting Darkspawn. Now, here I stand, a proud Grey Warden. The Grand Cleric wouldn't have let me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him.
Let's see. You didn't want to join the Chantry?
It just wasn't for me. I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to devote my life to the Chantry.
You speak fondly of Duncan.
I spent years in that Chantry, hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted. He risked a lot of trouble with the Grand Cleric to help me.
I have a few questions for you.
What about?
The Grey Wardens.
So I imagine. What would you like to know?
What makes you all so special?
The Grey Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me.
So they're knights? Heroes?
I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory.
I'm not sure I know anything about the Grey Wardens.
Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress? The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Anderfels? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins. The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last blight. There's only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations.
Where are all the Grey Wardens now?
The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Cailan is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done.
So the Grey Wardens have the right to recruit anyone?
King Marek, Cailan's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
That's all I wanted to know.
You want to ask me about something else?
This blight Duncan mentioned.
Of course.
So, what is a blight? Where do Darkspawn come from?
You want the Chantry's version or the truth?
They aren't the same thing?
They seldom are.
What's the Chantry's version?
According to the Chant of Light, the Maker imprisoned the old gods underground long ago, as punishment for tricking mankind into worshipping them. The old gods still whispered to some men and taught them magic. These men became the Magisters of the Tevinter Empire. The Magisters used their gift to enter the Golden City, tainting it and themselves. They were cast out by the Maker and became the first Darkspawn. They fled underground, bringing their taint to their gods. The tainted old gods were the archdemons who rose from their prisons and led the Darkspawn against the world.
And the truth?
The truth is, we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we've gotten.
So what you talked about was the first blight?
Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another blight.
So where's the archdemon for this blight?
We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there.
Why not kill the Darkspawn when they're underground?
You're a dwarf. You tell me. Your people have been trying that for just about ever, haven't they? They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far.
What is an archdemon exactly?
The old gods were dragons, so the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods, but they're definitely dragons.
Why are some people so skeptical?
The Grey Wardens killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last Blight. People decided they were gone for good.
I have other questions about the blight.
Of course.